right, Dick, should we go for it?
Yeah, we'll go for it, and we'll see if we can learn even more. I'm going to try to keep this part of my body tall and
Yes.
try to use up the breath for each between breaths. That's what I did yesterday when I did this with my singing
You
group.
don't want to end up with any breath, is that it?
Well, no, you don't want. Amen. I want to use all my breath, if that's.
Well, last week I was talking about that he wasn't utilizing quite as much.
You don't want to run out, but you might as well use what you have if you are going to get a chance to breathe. That's what was my thought. Something about, and then you try to somehow go to the back of the room with it.
Yes, to think about that you're projecting out to the back so that it doesn't kind of get in here.
Not so loud, but just try to, just in your mind, see it going
Focus on that point. I remember you saying that.
Oh, yeah.
To you. Focus on the point out there where you want it to go.
Like to determine how far you want it to go.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. Okay, let me think of how it starts. Let's see. Okay, got it. I wore a coat and a hat when I did this for me. So, okay, so it went something like this. This is the way you pretend to be modest. It goes something like this, and then you sing something terribly beautiful. Oh yeah, I guess it does go something.
How do you know you're going to come on the right pitch?
I have no idea.
You just should.
No, I may not. I
was
probably
learning.
won't.
I like a pitch before I
Yeah, I have no idea. But I sing all the time wherever I'm in.
It's in your head.
Yeah, no, I sing out loud. Okay, let's see what happens. Old bones inside an old raincoat. Old bones inside of old shoes. My friends from the hotel stop by to wish me well and keep me up to date on all the old news. Sometimes I have me a whiskey and fall asleep in my chair, and I dream that I'm a man much younger than I am. I'll bet you thought by now that I wouldn't care, but I love life, I'd like to do it again, though I might not be much more than I've ever been. Just to have that chance to turn back the hands and make my life begin. Oh yeah, I'd love to do it again. Oh yeah, I'd love to do it again.
Okay, I gotta start off by saying right away, you were projecting much more.
I tried to.
Yeah, it was from the first note that came out, I felt like it, because last week, and I knew you had quieter songs last week, or like more introspective.
Sure.
But I like that you just kind of let it out. I want to try something with you.
Sure, yes.
Because, I know, I always do.
I'm a guy, anything you want to try.
Because I think you're so used to acting your songs, which is a good thing, I think that some of that energy, even though, like I said, it was coming out louder, some of it gets lost actually a little bit in your movement. Like it's almost that some of the movement is taken away from your breath. And the only reason I know that is because sometimes I'll see your shoulders, and you were working harder to keep them back, I think, but you're still fighting it a little, and they kind of want it, it's almost like I see them tensing at moments. Not the rest of your body, but something happens in there. And even because I saw it when you went for this, and it almost, I know you were doing an action, but it looked tight to me versus relaxed putting it. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm going to have you do, I want your hands on your head. And I want them to stay there. Okay? So just try singing maybe the first part of the song. I'll stop you eventually, but let's go for it.
Stop. Old bones inside an old raincoat. Old bones inside of old shoes. My friends from the hotel Stop by to wish me well and keep me up to date on all the old
Keep
news.
going.
Sometimes I have me a whiskey and fall asleep in my chair. And I dream that I'm a man much younger than I am. I'll bet you thought by now that I wouldn't
Okay, you
care.
can stop. Now, I'm just curious, how did you even feel about your breath? Like, did it feel worse, better? I didn't tell you to think about it, but
Well, at the end there, it seemed, it seemed I probably had more breath because I kind of felt like I could put a lot into a long verse and not run out of breath.
I agree. It's like your phrases actually got longer.
Yeah.
That where you were breathing, you didn't have to breathe as often. And so there is some, and I know you can't go and be singing like this all the time,
No.
but there's something that's, part of this, by the way, allows your rib cage to stay high. And so it's just another way for you of practicing so that it doesn't do this. This is actually forcing it open. But yeah, and I didn't say sing loud or anything, I just said put your hands up there.
Yeah, no. And I was trying to sing loud the first time, I think, and here
Yeah.
it was a little loud in the middle, but at the end it was more natural loud.
I agree. It seemed like it came out. So can you kind of, were we getting close to the end of that first verse or not?
Let's see.
I talked you kind of weird.
I bet you know. No, there's still a little bit left.
Keep going.
I
Yeah, there's
wouldn't
one other
care.
thing. Yeah, keep going.
But I love life, I'd like to do it again. Though I might not be much more than I've ever been.
Okay, now gradually take your hands down.
Just to have that chance to turn back the hands and make my life begin. Oh yeah, I'd like to do it again. Oh yeah, I'd like to do it again. Whatever.
The nice thing was when you did this and you took it down, glad you did it slowly too, your body stayed where you needed it to stay. It didn't start doing this. The other thing I was just going to say that you might want to check with yourself, because since you have video and everything, watch what happens with your head or neck, because that's the other place where I feel like sometimes you're almost losing a little bit of energy, is where it's almost like you kind of do this and then you go up. And it's just that it might, and these are very small little things we're talking about. It's not like, they're very subtle. You know, even if we watch ourselves, it's like you're not going to just pick it out. But for you, in fact, can you start that last part again where you were singing and just let your head, pay attention to if your neck is moving a lot. So you might even kind of, put your arms around your neck a little bit. But let your,
like
let your
that?
head down a little bit.
Oh.
Head down, sorry.
No, that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'd like to do it again. Oh yeah, I'd like to do it
Can I give you a
again.
little more volume?
Sometimes I have me a whiskey and fall asleep in my chair.
Okay. And you're not, actually, you don't even look like you're fighting yourself, are you?
No, not hardly at all. But I tried to watch to see if I had a tendency to want to do that.
Yeah, and again, I don't want to take away that I make you so still or something that you don't get to express anything. But I think there is, if you can at least start first with this, as far as getting used to singing, to keep this getting used, you know what I mean? Your shoulders getting used to a place where they're, and this is also a movement. I was just thinking, when you are doing the expressions with your hand, take the whole body with you. Don't just do it this way, because even that takes your neck. But if you're going to do it, step into it.
Yeah, that kind of occurred to me that you're giving more. But yeah, when you don't do these other things, it's you're maybe putting that into the music. So somebody in the back that can't see what you're moving, they can hear in the sound that something's happening here.
And it's just that what you don't want to do is you don't want to do actions that take so much from your energy that the voice starts not suffocating. It starts basically it's I can't think of the word. It starts with an S. Anyway,
Well,
it's like where the voice is losing some of its edge because of all the actions that you're doing. Like it wouldn't have the energy or the presence to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it definitely does. It definitely does, because it's, because you didn't realize, I think you can see that energy go out here instead. And
Yeah, like if it, like, put it this way, this would be an extreme, but if I was moving around like the whole time and then I'm like, da, 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 but I didn't really pay attention to anything of my breath or my voice, I might do a lot of movement, but maybe that's all I do. Now, I'm not suggesting you're trying to do that, I don't mean that, but I
No.
think if you can focus on more like, well, how much energy am I focusing on this other stuff so that it's going away from the breath of the
It's
voice?
kind of what you focus on. I'll use this tennis example again, because you have examples from what you do a lot.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I play a lot of tennis, and I said, Dick, you're talking too much. Hitting a nice, it's usually positive. Nice shot, this, that, and the other. I said, try to, let your feet do the talking. Move around.
That's a very similar concept. It's saying, don't let your body get too busy. It might mean that you need your breath to get busier. Does that make sense?
Yes, very
Yeah.
nice. Thank you.
Good job.